Welcome to another episode of Sweet 915. I'm host Curtis Smith, and it's
It's me, Fedora.
me,
Hi.
Fedora. Oh, wow.
What's
Hey, what's
up?
going on, Fedora? It's Sunday. Yeah, Women's National
No.
Championship.
Oh, really?
Um, South Carolina against UConn. So hopefully we get a good game. And then tomorrow we have North Carolina Tar Heels against the Kansas Jayhawks.
Mm,
So
okay.
yeah, I'm watching sports. It's college basketball. And then
Basketball since
yeah,
March Madness.
March Madness. Yep, sure is.
Mhm.
But I've been all right. How you been?
I've been good. It's my birthday month.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this April. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's our birthday month. You celebrated yours recently. So what did you do?
hmm Went to dinner and dancing and dinner.
Outstanding. That's good stuff. That's good
hmm
stuff. Well, I didn't do anything. Just did some homework.
Okay.
Focus on my master's degree.
That's good. Well, yours is coming up, so
Yeah,
we'll celebrate.
yeah, yeah. What they say, education is
It's key.
key to success,
It is.
especially out here in El Paso. But
Mhm.
got some good stuff going on today.
Yep,
But
we
we want
do.
to talk about those COVID numbers. You been wearing your
Well,
mask?
of course I have, Curtis.
Yeah.
We don't have numbers today. However, I know as I go out and about, I have been seeing more and more people going into stores without masks. Um, and I have a mask on. I don't. They look at you like, "Oh, wow,
Yeah.
she's still wearing a mask." Or yes, I have two masks on most of the time. Um, but I just laugh because I'm like, I love my life. I don't want to get it. My goal is to duck and dodge and do everything that I need to do not to get it. It's like
Mhm.
a competition now for me not to get it.
That's what's
Praise
up.
God, knock on wood. And so I still use that's just a part of my safety measures.
Yeah.
It just has become a part of me to wear my mask, to when I get a buggy to wipe it down, to have my hand sanitizer. It's just a part of my everyday now. Just like brushing your teeth, that's how I have my mask like every day.
Yeah.
So
I was on the installation, Fort Bliss installation, and nobody was wearing a mask. I was looking around like,
ooh,
okay.
I know.
I usually get the update policy letters because of the veteran site that we have
Mhm.
that's linked to Fort Bliss, and we usually get the policy letters as the update to tell you if you don't have to wear a mask or not. But I wasn't aware
Mhm.
of it, and I came to wearing a mask. People looking at me like,
You don't have to wear a mask. Don't
you know,
nobody
you
have to
don't have to
tell
wear
me to
a mask.
wear
And I'm
one.
like,
Oh, I know. Don't matter to me. I'm still wearing
yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't go on base as much as I used to
hmm
because of all the restrictions and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm out and about. If I'm not familiar with the area or uh,
Or the company that
place,
you're among.
yeah, put on a
hmm
mask because some people still don't believe in taking the shot. They don't want to get the test. They don't want to do the shot. So my thing
hmm
is, well, I don't want to get sick again because I
There
didn't
it
like it.
is.
I don't like it now.
hmm
Yep.
And now people dealing with long haul COVID. So when you get it, it's messing up certain other organs and
Mm,
causing problems. And you around here 25 in your 30s on an oxygen tank.
right.
I'm not trying to do that. So
Right.
no,
Right.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
Precautions, precautions. Yep. So April is Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. April is also Financial Literacy Month, the month of the military child, National Poetry Month, National Volunteer Month, Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and Stress Awareness Month.
Whew.
So April is big. I'm telling you, my month is got it going on.
Stress awareness month. Go get some help. Talk to somebody.
hmm
Drink you a
yeah.
cold one.
No,
Put
we
your
want
feet up.
positive. We want positive coping skills. Not the ones
Woo.
that's gonna cause issues. So X-nay on that last one that you
Yeah.
said.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Just playing.
Go read a book.
So
Take a
last
walk.
day to register to vote is April 25th. 2022. Primary runoff elections are May 24th, 2022. Early voting begins March 16th through the
May.
20th. May. I'm saying March. May.
Mm,
May.
mm,
March is gone. May.
mm.
Yeah.
May 16th through the 20th.
Yes. My sinuses. My sinuses, man. Sinuses.
Yeah, you
Got
better
my
fight
got
it.
all this all jacked up.
Need to go get
But
you 2 shots.
2 shots. A
Yeah,
Crown
get you
Royal.
2 shots. What is up with you today? No, Curtis, not a Crown Royal.
Oh,
Go
okay,
to a
okay.
medical professional,
Oh,
get 2 shots, and
oh,
then get you some antibiotics, a 5-pack, get you a Z-pack,
okay.
and you will be good. It
All right.
is, yeah, you
I
have probably
appreciate that, Fedora. I
sinusitis
thought
or
you was
upper
talking about
respiratory
something else,
infection.
dude.
No, that's where your mind goes. Such a shame. Bring it back. Bring it back.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
So, what do we have for today's show?
We got Black progress in predominantly non-Black spaces. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Oscar incident. What are we learning about assumptions and the meaning of defending women? Yeah. And the person we're going to bring on here, she's going to come at me, but I'm going to make some phone calls. Yeah. I ain't worrying about her. But anyway,
Who's
our
our
guest
guest
today, our guest today is Mrs. Monica Tucker, founder of Black El Paso Voice. Whenever she come on, Miss Monica, talk to us.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. I was going to say good morning, good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon. How are you
evening.
today?
Wonderful, Curtis.
Mm,
I'm ready for you.
I love your living room. That is so spring like and breathtaking.
This is not a living room. This is my office lobby.
Oh, okay. All right.
Get him right.
Okay.
So, Miss Tucker, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I know I've been on here before, obviously. I'm one of
Mhm.
the producers of Sweet 915. But I come from Illinois. So for those who don't know me, because a few people were asking a little bit about me, I guess, because of some incidents that happened this past week on social media regarding Black El Paso Voice. So they were like, "Who is this lady, and why is she doing this? She's not from El Paso, and all this stuff." So, so I wanted to reintroduce myself. I've been in El Paso since '96. Like I said, I'm originally from Illinois, outside of Chicago, a town called Aurora, Illinois, East Side, for those who know. um, Again, been in El Paso since '96. I started doing a lot with Black El Paso in probably '99, 2000. We really started doing more in like 2006 because I just felt that there was a need for us to connect more. There was a Black chamber here. There was a publication here called 411 by Miss Ethel Kindred, but she ended up leaving right when I wanted to start to work with her. She ended up leaving, but we've been doing Black El Paso for a while. And I'm a mother, grandmother, I'm a community activist. I'm a little bit of everywhere. I do a little bit of everything. I have a life consulting business. So I'm a kind of a life strategist. I help people figure out what they want to do and how to do it and to find resources. I'm a publisher. Um, I do web design, graphic design. I do a little bit of everything, but right now my passion is to build and grow the Black community here in El Paso.
Mhm. Great. So, what is the purpose of Black El Paso Voice and the Black Roundtable, and what is
Um,
meant
and say
by
that
that?
again.
I say, what is the Black El Paso Voice and the Black Roundtable? What is meant by Black progress in predominantly Black non-spaces?
Well, Black El Paso Voice, first of all, we started as Black El Paso, just blackelpaso.com. And we changed the name to Black El Paso Voice. And I'm going to give that credit to those who have an issue with the name, to Miss Fedora of Sweet 915. because we were we were kind of trying to figure out a way to come up with a name, and that was the one that stuck out because we do have a voice here, even though people continue to say that we don't have a voice here, we do.
Right.
So it's again to show the community that we do have a voice, for us to gather together to use our voices for good. For some reason, some people believe that Black El Paso Voice is to separate us from everyone else, and that's not the case. This is literally about being included in the community, and for people to understand that we do have a voice about a little bit of everything, that has to do with living here on the border. So, our lives are a little bit different because of the skin that we're in, and I'm not going to say I don't see color, because anyone who says that they don't see color, that's just a lie. We know that there is a difference, and we want to prove that our voices do matter, because for so long they didn't. So that's why Black El Paso Voice exists, and we encourage people to use their voice. We encourage people to submit articles, information, anything that's going to help us grow here as Black people, but not only just as Black people, but for others in the community who are not Black to begin to understand our culture.
Yep.
So with that came the Black Roundtable. The Black Roundtable, it consists of people in the community who are actively doing things in the community, whether it's volunteering, trying to build relationships. It's something that Dr. Daly, rest his soul, and Twymini Purchase, rest her soul, helped me to form as a way for us to come to the table so we can meet each other together to talk about the issues that we as Black people face throughout the nation, but also here in El Paso. We don't want to get lost in translations just by everybody saying, oh, it's a melting pot. There is no racism issues or whatever. Color doesn't matter. And it does. It does matter. So they were instrumental in helping us put this together so we can talk about everything from education to finances to business, community building, a little bit of everything, as far as community building is concerned. So what I mean by building Black, or growing Black here in the community, Black progress in predominantly non-Black spaces, it means just that. We live on the border in a space that's not predominantly Black. So there are going to be some challenges. So we want to build, we want to progress, but sometimes there are hindrances, and sometimes those hindrances don't come from the outside. Sometimes they come from the inside. Yes. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. It's all positive. Again, what happened this past week on Black El Paso Voice on Facebook and the comments, it's just not who we are. It's not who we are. So we have to be able to put our voices out there to let people know who we are. From what I understand, there are just some people that say, well, I think it's Monica Tucker. She does that Black El Paso Voice. I don't like her. I don't even know some of the people, but I encourage them to come and sit down to talk to me first before you hear anything about anybody on what we're trying to do. It's not about making money. It's nothing about that. It's literally about community building.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So on one of your platforms, you have a survey out there. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, that's with Black El Paso Voice and the Black Roundtable. And the survey is specifically for those who identify as Black or Black multicultural here in El Paso. We put that out there for people to complete this survey. It is pretty lengthy. It may take you about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes to complete. But it asks a series of questions about living Black here on the border, the quality of life, education, jobs, how you're doing, mental health, physical health, a little bit of everything. We just want to know how we're doing here, because we can see that we're included in surveys or the final surveys, but I don't remember anyone ever asking me anything. So I figured if we're talking to one another as Black people, that's where we can get the information from, so other Black people. So that's what the survey consists of, and it's on blackelpasovoice.com. And we encourage all Black people, Black identifying people, those in the community who may not be Black, but they have Black children or Black spouses, to complete the survey so that we can get a more accurate assessment of how Black people are doing here on the border.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you believe is a hindrance to Black progress here on the border, or anywhere in the U.S. For that sake?
Hearsay. Hearsay is probably the number one hindrance to anything that has to do with building black building Black communities and building Black progress
Right.
or experiencing Black progress. It's usually hearsay. People talk to one another, but it's usually negative, and that's what I've been finding out here in El Paso. And it's sad because we can't grow from that. I've had people who are not Black who approach me and ask, we want to help with what you're doing, and but then they ask the next question of, is the Black community mad at each other or something? And I'm like, why would you ask that? And
Yeah.
it's because of what they're hearing Black people say about other Black people.
Mhm.
And it's sad, and we're considered a minority here. So it's usually hearsay about a person because they don't know that person who's actually who may have began that initiative, or because someone didn't think of something first. So the hindrance starts with, it's a word of mouth. It's something someone says that may not be true. And it's like that crab in a barrel mentality. Instead of us trying to come together like other communities, we're so busy trying to see who's going to outdo the other person. And that's a hindrance. I don't care what anyone says. That's a hindrance. That's been a problem in the Black community for a very long time. And it's time it's time to squash it. Like,
It's
I'm
time
sick
to
and tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm really
break the
sick and tired
pattern.
of it. Yes. I tell people who come to some of my office and they finally meet me for the first time, and they're like, you know what? You're nothing like I heard you were. And I'm like, well, what did you hear? And when they get to know me for themselves, even after months, they're like, okay, that was a lie. And they don't understand why. I don't understand it either. And it's just not me, it's other people also. It's like, no wonder this person is having an issue trying to grow their
Difficult.
business, because you have someone in the background who is trying to tear them down. Why are we doing that to one another? It's
Right.
ridiculous. So the
Right.
Black Roundtable exists so that we can bring those issues to the table and talk about it, and so we can get away from it, so we can
Yeah.
focus on building.
Mhm.
So instead of tearing one another down.
Yeah. Because it's enough room for all of us. Nobody
Yes.
has to tear another person down. There's enough room. We create the space, we build, we lift up, we help someone. Nobody is perfect and knows everything.
Right.
Everyone has their specialties, their, expertise, and we can pull from one another to grow and to learn, and go there. And it doesn't matter who gets the credit. I think a lot
Right.
of times there's a problem with who's getting the credit, and the person who always wants to be in the forefront and is like, oh, look at me, then they need to self-evaluate, because when you're working for community, it's not just you, and who cares who gets the credit, as
Right.
long as it's progressing and as long as it's
Yeah.
moving forward and we're building and we're learning and developing. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
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 Right.
And we have those situations, whereas recently, and I'm just gonna say it, when
Well,
one of my brothers was speaking at the Martin Luther King celebration,
Mhm.
people had an issue with him. Like, who is Kendrick Lutz? Why did he get selected? Why does it matter?
who
His
Yeah.
got
resume
selected?
speaks for itself. This guy's
Yeah.
educational background and what he does in the community speaks for himself. Just because he's not the 60-year-old walking around with a cane, or the 70-year-old that walked with Martin Luther King back in the day, his insight, his educational background, and his knowledge of where he came from, Arkansas, being a southern state, he knows what it's all about. So he can speak on it. But people had an issue with him. So we, as the age group that he was in, we made it our business to support him, to show that, hey, even though he's not 60 or 70 years old, he has knowledge
Mhm.
of the history of our people. He has
Right.
history. Has knowledge about Martin Luther King and the marches
Mm-hmm.
in Alabama and all that stuff like that. So why
Mhm.
can't he speak about it? He's the forefront of the future. So why not get behind him and push him? Let him be the face of the community, because he knows what he's talking about. But
Right.
people
Yep.
wanted to be like, well, who selected him? So we can get up there and speak about stuff that happened way back when. He wants to talk about what's going on now. He's talking about
Right.
uplifting our young Black people, our
There
young
it
black men
is.
and women to get educated about our history because they don't know anything about our history.
There
Right.
it
You know,
is.
so
Mhm.
he wanted to talk about that kind of stuff, and people didn't
Yeah.
want to hear that. They want to talk about back when they walked with Martin Luther King and when the voting rights was. No, he's talking about we need to get the voting now. We need to talk to the young people, the middle school, the elementary school kids, and we need to be in those places with them as mentors to get
Mhm.
them to where they need to be as we transition on to bigger and better things that we have
They
somebody
can
left
take
here,
the torch.
right?
Mhm.
And our
Yeah.
blackness is not gone. Like Brenda said, our blackness is no longer in existence, and nobody cares about the blackness. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, there's just another race of people. But like Monica was saying, the crab in the barrel syndrome. We don't want to see. We don't want to push each other. We don't want to uplift each other. We want to tear each other down because I want to be in the spotlight. But it's not about being in the spotlight. He didn't get
Nope.
paid for that. He did that out of his own time. He didn't ask for any
Yep.
donations. He did that out of his own. You know, his kindness of his heart. That's what he wanted to do, and he
Mhm.
appreciated the opportunity.
Yeah.
So we just got to
That's
work
a
that kind of stuff.
yeah. That's a perfect you know
Example.
example
Yeah.
with Kendrick,
Mhm.
because I was one of the people who suggested that he be the speaker for the MLK event this year because of what he's doing in the community. He's an educator. He works at a high school. He really cares about kids. Like
Mhm.
he really cares about kids. If you ever take the time to speak with him, you'll understand that. And so, yeah, you're right. People were completely against him being the speaker because they were like, he's not from El Paso. We don't know him. And that bothered me.
Yeah.
That bothered me. But I said, but he's not from El Paso. He hasn't been here as long as some people have, but he sure has done a lot more. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
you see him active in the community. So that's what I mean by if we continue to do that, we're not going to be able to build together.
Yep.
And that one situation, it caused so much animosity,
Mhm.
amongst some groups of people. And that's why we need to have the conversation. They
Right.
haven't taken the time to get to know him or talk to him to see, what he's about. We can see what he's about because of what he's doing in the community, and we've talked to him. But why is that an issue, within ourselves? He
Yeah.
wasn't dissing Dr. Martin Luther King. He was
No.
just saying, yes, you grab from the past, but we
Yes.
need to start focus on building for the future.
There
Right.
So
it
that's
is.
all he was saying. And he knows that it takes the youth to do that. Not only that it takes the youth to do that, but it takes some mature adults to be able to educate those youth and mentor those youth to be able
Mhm.
to be prepared for the future. How can we
Mhm.
do that? What are we teaching them?
Mhm.
So, an example is one young lady, she's 17 years old. Her mother allowed me to ask her a few questions about how she felt about living here, Black on the border. And she said, it's fine. She has no problem with it. She had some issues at school where being called some names, but then her biggest issue, which her mom was so shocked about, was that she overheard her mom, her dad talking about some people who were in their same organizations, and it wasn't pleasant. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
so she said she knows that her parents are going to want her to join this organization, but because of what she hears her parents say about the people in the organization, she wants no part of it.
Right.
So they were
Mhm.
kind of shocked, but it caused them to want to make some changes in their own
Just
household
self
too,
reflect. Yeah. Do
because
some
of what you're
reflection.
saying. So now you have these young people who are being introduced to people in the community like me and other people, and all they've heard is negativity, but they don't know who we are.
Mhm.
So for me, I'm going to be putting myself out there more. Most people know I
You in
stay
the
behind the
background.
scenes. But
Yes.
you know what? I'm opening up my calendar for people to, make an appointment with me. Come and talk to me to find out. There's a young lady that I work with now, and she's now a part of our team. Her name is Brandy. She does fashion shows here in town.
Right.
For probably 2 or 3 years, she never approached me. And I finally decided to approach her one year. She was doing her fashion show and said, I really want to support your fashion show. And she came to my office. I purchased a few tickets from her, and she didn't say anything. She was just like, okay, like what do you want?
Right.
And but at the time I didn't know she had heard these negative things about me. So a few months passed by, and I asked her to come back in. I said, I'm supposed to help you. I want to help you with whatever you're doing because you're doing some really great things, and it's building confidence in people in general. And ever since then, we've been working together because she took the time to sit down and talk to me, and she was like, "You're absolutely nothing like I thought you were, or what I was told." And I'm like, "What were you told?" Even though she didn't have to tell me,
Yeah.
it let me know that you have these people out there. I'm not the only one. They're doing this to. They're doing this to Curtis. They're doing this to other people who are very actively involved in the community, and you have to wonder why. So if other people see us as Black people tearing one another down, why do you think they're going to want us to come and join them? They're going to say, no, keep that over there. We don't want that. So being in El Paso, again, we are the minority. If we want to be involved in things, if we want to be able to um, use our businesses to be able to get government contracts, or to build just like everyone else is doing, we're going to have to stop this internal unnecessary bickering and fighting for no reason. And
Right.
somebody might say, I can't believe she's saying that right now in front of company. Yes, I'm saying it right now in front of company because it's getting old.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
It has to be said.
Right. And again, since I'm one of the producers for Sweet 915, I get, feedback from other people. Like Curtis and Fedora offered you the opportunity to submit topics. If you don't like what they're saying or talking about, give them something to talk about. Come on the show, talk to them. But you have no reason to negate what they're doing because you're not doing it. We're talking about things that are important in the community. And I just think it's time out for the drama. I understand there's a lot of us here. A lot of us do the same types of businesses. We don't have to tear one another down just to try to climb up to the top. If you have 50 different hairstylists in the community and you think you as one person can handle doing everyone's hair here in the city, you're sadly mistaken. To me, there should be that resource. That's what we're trying to be, that resource to say, connect with one another, be a referral one to another. There's no way you can do everything for everybody in this city. It's too many people here. Yeah. So why are we bickering back and forth? Why are we pulling one another down? It's time out for it. So I'm calling it out now. It's time to come to the table to talk about it. And if you don't want to come to the table to talk about it, stop talking about it, because you're literally causing other people to question whether or not they should even be in business here, whether or not they should start nonprofits here, because they see that you're not going to support them. I'm not saying that, support all Black businesses, support Black businesses. Some Black businesses you just can't support because of whatever reason. I'm not saying that. But for those who are legitimate and people who are legitimately here doing positive things in the community, stop beating them down. Like, get to know them first. Stop believing what you hear someone else say. We learned that growing up, even in families. Stop believing what you hear everybody else say. Get it from that person. Yeah. Or we're going to continue to spread apart. And right now in El Paso, I don't care what anyone says, we have a plethora of Black organizations. We are not together. I don't care what anyone says. It would be so much better if we could all come together and build one great unified initiative together, but we can't because we're too busy worrying about what the other person is doing and tearing them down, or mad because we didn't come up with something first. It's ridiculous. With Black El Paso Voice, we want everybody to be a voice. We're offering a column to every nonprofit organization here, especially those that are predominantly Black, to let us know what's going on. Let us know what you're doing. Get to know other people. We have a free El Paso Black Pages directory, elpasoblackpages.com. We opened it up to Black businesses so that we can support. It's free. But when we ask, why haven't you submitted your listing to the El Paso Black Pages so that we can help share that? And then, oh no, I don't want to do that. Some people will say, well, I don't want people to know I'm a Black-owned business. Others will just say no. They just don't want to share the information. That's a question on the survey we have. Would you want your business listed on the El Paso Black Pages? Some people put no. What's your reason? Like, what's your reasoning?
Hey, why not? Yeah.
So,
I don't want no discount. I just want quality. I want quality service and whatever you serve, and I want it to be good.
Right. So hopefully we're hoping that with Black El Paso Voice, with the Black Roundtable, and those opportunities that we have for people to come and be a voice and to share with us whatever's on their mind, that we can get past this and start building together. We have millionaires here in the city who are Black. We have people who are very resourceful, but those people choose not to share with other Black people. Some people ask why. I don't know. I've asked one person and they were like, well, nobody ever asked me. And I'm like, well, they don't know that you're here.
Right.
That's why they haven't asked.
Right.
So they were like, you know what? Okay. So I have that person on board with me now to say, okay, ask me some questions about business or anything. I'm going to help you guys out. And, that was because we had a conversation because we knew someone. But others who are here, who have those resources and information, we're asking you to share. We have the El Paso Black Business Network. The whole point of the El Paso Black Business Network is for people to come together to share information and resources. So if you're out there and you have information and resources that can help the next person build and grow, let us know. It's not like they're going to tear your business down by you giving them information. All they're asking is for a chance. That's it.
Right.
So we have to do better as Black people,
Yep.
period.
We do. Completely. All right, what can the community do to support the efforts and destroy the myths about African Americans?
I think just to, as soon as someone approaches you with something negative about a person or a business, find out for yourself first. Don't entertain the conversation. Find out for yourself. We can share each other's businesses. We can share information. That's all we've been doing. We don't understand why people are upset because we're sharing information with people. We're featuring people. We featured a young lady on the El Paso Black Business Network, and we're going to be featuring more who are a part of the El Paso Black pages. One lady, she's Salathia. She's a makeup artist here in El Paso. And some people were like, well, why is she featured? She's just a makeup artist. And that hurt me to the core. So I was like, what? She's just a makeup artist. What? No. Did you even listen to her interview?
Right.
She's a Army veteran. She's a mother. She literally can help coach you in your business. Mm-hmm. And she has visions and plans for the future here in El Paso that I don't even think people would understand. But for you to diminish who she is just because she does makeup and you think a makeup artist is not a business person, that's where we're failing at. We're missing it. Mm-hmm. So, but she's a person that they need to know. She's going to be the keynote speaker for one of our events. And it's because I sat down and talked to her. And, just to listen to her, a lot of people in this community need her. All you need is a conversation with her. You need her because she's so positive. She's a great mentor to somebody. You know what I mean? So it's like we keep judging one another and we keep taking what someone else is doing and diminishing that. So we need to do better. We just need to do better as people. And that's what we're doing with the Black Roundtable. So we're going to be having those community roundtable discussions about different topics. And I see my brother Kelvin McPherson commented he's actually one of the people who's coming on board to help talk to the community about finances and the money conversation. Right. And he's not afraid to share what he knows. Mm-hmm. So it's people like that. He's not here in El Paso, but he's somewhere else saying, yeah, I want to help the community in El Paso. What does that tell you? So people in El Paso who actually have that experience should be able to come on board and do that as well. We just need to do better. Like I said, and I'm inviting again, anybody to come and talk to me so they can find out what Black El Paso Voice is about, find out what the Black Roundtable is about. Even with the Black Roundtable, we're working with the FBI to try to build that relationship. When it comes to law enforcement, we're trying to find out what the FBI does here in El Paso. Many people didn't know that there was a FBI field office here. So they're collaborating with us to, just to build those bridges. So we need to do that within ourselves also.
Exactly. Well,
so visit blackelpasovoice.com, complete the community survey. And if you have a business, go to elpasoblackpages.com and list your business or your organization, your church. Just, help us out so we can so when new people come to town and they ask, we
Yep.
can refer them to you.
Right. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, because a lot of people come in town and they want to, you know, patronize their community, and yeah, it's a
Right.
lot of open space that no one would know because they're not listed, or they don't want others to know, and it's pretty sad. But I think that's a limited mindset, and those people need to kind of look in the mirror and do some self-reflection on where it's coming from and break the
Right.
pattern. Break the pattern.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Right.
So, piggybacking off of that,
Mm.
our incident, the Oscar incident. Um, your thoughts on Will Smith
My
Yeah.
and
thoughts are Curtis's thoughts.
Your
You want
thoughts.
Curtis's thoughts first.
You want my thoughts?
yeah,
He
Let
had
me
to
get
take a
ready
break
for
on
this.
that one.
Okay.
you got to drink some water.
Yes. First and foremost, my timeline was flooded with comments and things of that nature. But I would tell you, me personally, I'm with Ricky Smiley and a couple other people that said that it could have been handled a lot differently than it was. Um, uh, Being a man of his age, I'm not going to use his celebrity status because I had a conversation with somebody about his celebrity status, and we went back and forth with that, and I had to change my stance, but because what she said made sense.
Right.
We want to glamorize people in the movie industry and rappers, but they're human too. So why would we do that? So I had to change my stance to say, well, him being the age that he is, I think he could have handled that situation a whole lot different than how he handled it, and to include the location of where he was at, and um, the stigma that we already have as African Americans, and to look at the history, African American male probably don't win that award, but Denzel was the last one to win that as a leading actor for that position. So for him to tarnish that moment because of a joke, I thought that he could have handled that a little differently. Because they do go to commercial break, and that's the conversation that him and Chris Rock could have had in the back, and he could have cleaned it up. Which, as you've seen, he once he got slapped, he went on with the show. So if you had went to the back and talked to him about the comment he made about your spouse, not knowing that she had the hair disease, so that's my take on it. I just think it could have been handled a lot differently. Monica.
Oh, I'm gonna go with kind of what my 20-year-old daughter said. Like, she was in shock. Like, why would somebody hit somebody because of something they said?
And it's
So
their job to make jokes, right?
um there's a lot to unpack with it for those who may know the situation, and some people are probably wondering, why are they still talking about it? Will and Jada, you guys have nothing to do with them. Well, we're considered the media,
Yeah.
and it's still a conversation that's being talked about and discussed. So it is an opportunity to talk about it,
Yeah.
because you have a lot of people who are encouraging young ladies, this is the kind of man you need, somebody that's going to knock somebody out because of what they said.
Nah.
I mean,
No, no,
really
no.
and truly, all of the people that I've seen that on my timeline who said that's the type of man I want. And if that was the type of man you want, and if that your man did that, he'd be in jail
Yep.
and he would have lost his job. And then what? That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
Yeah.
Because some things, again, it's a delicate situation. Do I think Chris Rock should have said it? No. Do I think he was picking at them? Yes, he has been picking at them for years, along with everybody else. A lot of people just don't like Chris Rock because of the things he says. He's a comedian. Um, his response or reaction to it was horrible. I mean, well, not his reaction to it, but Will Smith's reaction to it was horrible, and he apologized. So if Will apologized for what he did, I'm not sure why everyone else is upset at people like us for saying he was wrong for doing it, because he apologized and admitted that he was wrong for doing it. But again, it's a lot more to unpack. And from what I understand, they're supposed to go on the red table to talk about it. But to me, that red table is part of why it happened. So that's just my
So
opinion.
so the red table is the counseling table. She got a degree in counseling. I'm just saying.
I don't know, but you know what? I can understand. She's been married for a while, so she has a right to talk about things that have to do with marriage and parenting. You don't have to have a degree to talk about that. But what I'm talking about is a lot that came out during the red table is one of the reasons I believe, it is just my opinion, that Will felt that he had to respond or react the way that he did. And if you read his book, you would see too that he felt he never really defended women in his life. So I think that was one of the reasons why he did it, and it was unnecessary.
I'm gonna leave that defending the woman thing alone, Miss Monica.
Oh
Because
no, that has to be talked about too because that's what people
no,
Yeah.
said.
okay, okay.
Okay,
So
so you
so
have
so
okay.
so
Look what
okay.
Andre
So
said.
when I'm gonna say what everybody on my timeline, which I agree with some other people, when this your entanglement went public, and this guy started talking about what the things that your wife and him did. Why didn't he slap him? Huh? Because I mean, it's supposed to have been okay. This is an understanding that they had, but when he went public and started telling them about what stuff that him and your wife did, that now you're being disrespectful. So now, yeah, I'm not saying. I mean, I'm just saying he could have handled why he handled that situation. You know what I'm
It
saying?
Because you know
shouldn't
what people
have
said.
been, bottom line, he should not have done what he did. And there's no excuse for what he did. It really shocked everybody because you have never heard of him doing any type of behavior, having that type of
Right,
behavior in
right.
any situation, right? And so, me knowing that that is not a part of his behavior and it was totally out of the ordinary, that made my mind think, okay, there's something deeper here because the
Right.
statement that he made, which wasn't a statement, it was a joke. Okay. And when he said it, he said, I love you. I love you, Jada. I'll be glad and I'm going to go to, see G.I. Jane too. Now, if you go and think, it's all about perspective and your reality. Your perspective is your reality, right? And I know that she cut her hair for the reasons that she cut her hair, right? But he wasn't talking about her issue. Alopecia is just hair loss. That's what it is, the medical term, right? We don't know why she lost hair. Women lose hair. You go through menopause, you lose, for many reasons, okay? But that was not what he was talking about. He told her, he pre-gestured it as like, I come in peace. This is just a joke. People have been, joking on everybody all night long, right? Even Regina said to them as a couple, yo, Will, meet me in the back because I know y'all got this open thing going on. Jada, you good with that? Okay, that was funny, right? Everybody, that's what he gets paid to do. So when they're there, they anybody in the front row, if you're at a comedy place or you're at an environment where they're making jokes, you know that it can dig a little deep, but it's a joke. It's in, whatever. That's what he was paid to do. That's what he was on stage to do. And he would have gone off into joking on somebody else, and probably Denzel, probably Tyler, right? But he didn't get the opportunity to finish because Will reacted. Will even laughed at the joke. He laughed at the joke. It was funny. And G.I. Jane is not like the movie, if anybody saw it. She was a bad behind, She was
Yeah.
good. She was the
Mhm.
first Marine female, I mean not Marine, but Navy SEAL and you had to shave your head, right? So she could have thought in the perspective of like, yo, or yeah, yeah, I might do that. I might, yeah, let me call Hollywood, check it out. Cause she would make a good G.I. Jane, right? Because of her, and not because of her hair, just because of her stature and how she kind of, moves in the world. So it would be a good fit for her. But Will, at that point, I think after he laughed and he saw her reaction, then it was like, oh, I got to do something. And we don't know what went on earlier that night. We don't know what's been going on for months or what's going on with him. But at that moment, it seemed almost like he was grasping for straws to prove himself for whatever reason. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like a man that was desperate to prove himself. And it's like, oh man, I was laughing. So, oh man, that's worse. So now I got to do something. And even everybody thought it was a bit, right? Everybody thought it was something in the show that was like going to be a joke. And then Chris even was like what? Like he handed him his face, right? He was like, okay, and what do you want? Do you want the mic? And then boom, he slapped him, and Chris was so shocked. He's like, Will Smith just slapped me in the face. So he handled it very gracefully, because it could have gone another way. If it had been a different comedian, I think it definitely would have gone another way. But my thing is, that moment was so selfish of him, of Will, to do that when the actual moment, the actual award ceremony was being produced for the first time by African Americans. You made it about you and your situation. That was so selfish. That could have been handled at a later time, in the bathroom, at the party, at the after party. Could have been handled then, when everybody, your peers, are still around. If you need a camera, a show, and it would have been after, but that was been after the fact. And everybody, it was such a good show. I don't usually watch it, but I watched it to support, and that happened. It just, it hurt as an African American female, and watching this and supporting. After that, I turned it. I didn't even see when he got his award. Like I saw after when they reviewed, he gave the award to Soul, Summer of Soul, when he got his award. But after that, I turned it. It was like, I didn't even see Will get his award. And he messed up. Chris, he is gonna get some bank off of this. All his shows are probably gonna be sold out. He hasn't said anything about it. He doesn't have to speak on it. I'm sure he will at some point. He'll probably add it into his stand-up at some point. Right now, it's probably just too raw. And it was a disgrace. And everybody's saying, that he should be arrested and all this stuff. But Chris was not going to be cooperative. And I understand where Chris is coming from. I do, as an African American, and that is not his normal MO. That is totally unexpected of him. So I think he was probably coming from the part like, I know this is not him. Like, even though he might not care for me that much, but what I said did not warrant you to get on stage and slap me. So it's not even about me, he was assaulted, but I know where he was coming from. Like, no, I'm not going to cooperate. I don't want him arrested, and I understand where he's coming from with that. But Will, he know he's messed up. He needs to get some help, and kind of let out some stuff that's going on. But he know he messed up. And me personally, I like Will. I'm reading his book just because he had a horrible lapse in judgment. I'm not going to cancel him, because we're with this cancel culture, and they will cancel people's careers. But I'm not excusing him, but I'm not going to not watch another movie or boycott his movies that come out, because he is a great actor. But he beat up. He did. And he has to live with that, and he has to suffer the consequences. So I mean, but it would have been a different outcome if it had been a different situation or a different comedian up there. It could have been a brawl, and that would have been even worse. But I'm glad Chris handled it with such grace, and and kept going.
So Alfred, I'm gonna just let you know, Steve Harvey is a different comedian. He don't really,
Yeah.
he don't really. He's not a audience type of comedian. He's not that type of comedian. So
Mm-mm.
I don't think that would have been the situation for him. But you wouldn't have walked up on him like that. Earthquake is the same way. You gotta you gotta say something to him to get him started, like a heckler or something
On
like that.
you.
Now,
Mhm.
uh, 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 what's my man name? To play on Friday. Oh yeah, he's that guy.
Chris
He's that
Tucker.
guy.
Oh, um,
Who? Who?
You know,
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps. Mike
Oh,
Epps. Mike Epps is that guy that'll. He don't care who's in the audience. He gonna get you.
he
So,
will.
but had he went up there, Mike S might have had had him some earthly libations, and it would have been a different story. If y'all know what I mean, because
Mhm.
Yes.
he has his medicine that he take from the earth, and that would have been a different situation because he would have been like,
Yeah.
no, I know you didn't put your hands on me, and who else? DL Hughley. DL Hughley is another one. You wouldn't have walked up on DL Hughley like that, because he
No,
gets you. I
sir.
mean, he gets his jokes off the audience. So those two comedians, you would have had to take it, or even Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart would have did the same thing, but I don't think you would have got to Kevin Hart because he keep his boys with him, the red cup boys or whatever. He keep them boys with him. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been the TV would have been blank, would have been a source award situation. And that would have been the last time you probably seen an African American as a host on for the Academy Awards. I'm just saying the Oscars. I'm serious.
It's
Okay,
true.
so you have someone from the YouTube page who said, "Wow, amazing how everyone is so perfect and has never had a moment in life that they regret." And I guess that's in reference to everyone saying that Will was wrong.
Oh man, listen. I
I
had a
mean,
lot of situations in life where I went to
mhm.
jail for a situation that I could have walked away from, but I chose not to do it. But after I got the cuffs put on me and had to get processed downtown, well, not downtown at the county jail, I was like, I could have walked away from that.
Mhm.
So now I got that on my record. Every time I try to get a clearance, they ask me about that situation. What happened?
Mhm.
So I got to put that on every application that I get, or a background check that I might need to get a job. I have to put that on it because I could have walked away from that situation, and,
And
but I
didn't.
chose not to because I was like, nah, he ain't gonna talk to me like that,
Mhm.
So that one situation is on my record for the rest of my life, and I'm not paying to get it off because I mean it was I knew that's a reminder for me that
Mhm.
as I grow as a man, I could teach the young men that it's okay to walk away from a situation. You don't have to stand there and slap. It's just like if we sitting there and you say something crazy to somebody, a female that I'm with, I'm gonna just have a conversation with you. I'm not gonna just haul off and slap you. I'm gonna say, hey, what's the situation? What's going on? Now you put your hands on me. It might be a teaching moment, as Fedora would say, if I'm just having a conversation with you.
That's
Because at the
that's
end of the day, the first person that strike is going to jail. I'm like, yo, I'm defending myself, but I'm not gonna just you know hit the person because he said something to the lady I'm with. It's a way to handle situations. You don't have to always do that. But like Monica
Yeah.
said, you mess around and you slap the wrong person, it's gonna be
You
it's gonna be a
6 feet
teaching.
under.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's gonna be, and you're gonna say, well, he was defending my honor. Well, guess what? Okay, he was
He ain't
defending
here
your
no
honor,
more.
and a couple years later, about 6 years later, you moving on with your life, and you don't even remember. You probably won't even put dirt on his grave because to say, hey, he defended my honor. Some people
Mhm.
just we got to think like adults sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think I don't think that's a we're saying okay, no one makes mistakes. It's
Mhm.
just,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
at that point in life,
Yeah.
and right now
It's just
a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people are using that situation to encourage especially young women that this is
Mhm.
the type of man that you want because of that. So to me,
Got some
it's
bail
a
money.
bigger situation in that yes, we all make mistakes. We do all make mistakes in life,
yeah.
that we
And nobody
definitely
is
regret,
perfect.
that we
Mhm.
definitely regret. But it's still because it happened and because they're celebrities, it's a discussion because it brought out other conversations because of it.
Yeah.
And my focus is one of the conversations that was brought up is because you have other women telling other young ladies and women, this is the type of man that you need. One that's going to knock another man out just because of what he said.
Right.
But then at the same time, what do you have to lose if that happens? It's a way to
lot.
respond to everything. And then to me, that just tells us how we're raising our children to be. So it's not that, we're saying that that
you can't make a
perfect.
mistake.
We all have done things to where we're not perfect, but this is a teachable moment because they're celebrities and it's in the public eye and it's bringing about other discussions. That's why we're discussing it, because it makes sense to discuss it, because you're seeing that some people have that narrative that this is correct. And from in in Chicago and different places where all these shootings are taking place, some people are shooting people just because of what they said. Are we condoning that too because of what somebody said? So
and most times
it's a teachable moment.
Most times it wraps back around to what you said, hearsay, right? Most times it goes back to that, and it's not even true.
Right.
So you got people grieving, having to grieve and put their children in the ground, in the grave, because off of a lie, something that wasn't even true. Or this person might not have liked that person, a hater, a frenemy, whatever the case may be, but it's not acceptable.
Fedora,
that behavior should never be condoned. Yes, sir.
Fedora, I would like Miss Foxy Brown to please explain her comment when you say, when you're in a moment, you're thinking about doing the right thing. The right thing is, as a 50-something-year-old man,
say it,
is to walk off and handle like grown men supposed to do. Now, I would expect that out of a 20-year-old, not out of a 50-something-year-old man.
Yep.
Like you say, doing the right thing. A 20-year-old would do something like that. And then thinking, and I've seen situations where I had to calm young men like that down. They want to fight because somebody said something to their girlfriend or something like that. And I'm saying, is it worth that? You don't know what this guy got in his car. He got 3 other guys standing over there, then we're gonna be picking you up off the ground or calling your mom and telling me your son dead because you thinking about the moment. So we gotta walk. Sometimes it don't hurt to walk away or sit down and have a conversation and say, hey, bro, or sir, or whatever. Hey, don't disrespect my lady like that. Now, it doesn't require you to put your hands on people, because then once again, that teachable moment is gonna be because you're gonna be locked up.
Yep.
And thinking I'm defending my woman's honor when I could have just had a conversation and he could have said, my apologies, bro, or my apologies, sir. I didn't mean nothing by it, because sometimes you get it, you don't know a woman's with somebody. You might see her in a nice little sundress and say something inappropriate, not knowing her man right there about to get her a drink. So now you have to apologize. Some people don't have, you gonna slap me for that? Because I said, oh man, I see you look very nice today. And she said, well, I'm with my man, and he turned around, he's supposed to slap me? I could say, hey, once he say, hey, this is my, hey, bro, I apologize, I didn't know she was with you. And that situation is done. But in the moment, it doesn't require, like Fedora said, it doesn't require the violence. And if we could go back to what Felix was saying, Monica, he made a good point. This is a tarnished blemish on men of color overall. Self-accountability of our actions is set a presence or reaffirm that our culture resorts to such actions when accosted. We have to do better, and he knows better.
Yep.
Bottom line.
That's the point.
That's the point. We have to teach our young people that.
Yes. And them thinking that, that because of what we see on television again, what we see in these housewife shows, and we see on television.
That's for ratings.
And yes, but without the conversations, without the adults having these conversations with these younger people, these younger, adolescents, young adults, without having those conversations to let them know that this is for ratings, this is for drama, this is to keep you engaged and for you to keep watching. This is not how you should behave. You should not want to be in a group that are all your frenemies, that tear you down, that speak ill of you, to one person or the other, and you still consider them, oh, this is my friend. No, that is not your friend. You should not want that energy in your space. So back to it, we all are faced with things that people say, right? And in the moment, but you have to be in that moment and still level-headed to say, at what in the moment do I want to cost my existence? Because as easy as it's just a slap on the street for somewhere else, it could be a bullet. And someone could lose their life over words. Oh my gosh, over just a moment. And then how many people is that affecting? So look at that one act that he did that he surely knows better. But like I said, I'm not going to cancel him. It was a lapse in judgment. That is not his normal behavior. I know something deeper is going on there, right?
Yeah.
And I pray that he goes forth and gets the help that he needs for that situation. He doesn't even have to tell us, America, the world, what the situation is. It's just that there is a situation, right? And we can imagine from the history of him and what's been going on in their relationship, right? But as a woman, I would never want or need my significant other to defend me, right? In a situation, I would never want it to come down to my man losing his freedom or his life when I know at whatever age it is that I know that those are words and I know who I am and I know whose I am. That's just like if I'm walking down the street and somebody say, psst, psst. I'm not going to turn around or respond to that because I know they're not talking to me because I have a name. Okay? And
Well,
if you don't know me, and if you don't know my name, you say, excuse me, miss. You speak to me like you have some sense. I am not a psst or whatever it is. So if you know who you are in this world and you know whose you are, and when I say whose you are, a child of the Most High. Okay? When you know those things, then you don't accept certain things and you don't answer to a name that's not yours. So in that case, he was talking to her and saying those things, but he came in love. He said, I love you. Not, saying that this is not like an attack. He precursed it. So that's why I know it was something more that was going on because the reaction that he had did not warrant for what was said. So, I mean, that's all I got to say. And for young people, you should not want somebody that's going to always have to get in a physical altercation with somebody off of somebody's words, because people going to say what they want to say. We can't control what people say, but you can control how you act and how you respond. That's what you can control yourself. And if that person doesn't know how to control themselves, the next person they hit is going to be you when you say something they don't like. So think about that. And I'm done.
You done? You done, Fedora? That's it.
Done.
Hey, I'm with Kelvin. Yeah. I lost a lot of respect for Will on that one. He got to do some apologizing, sincere apologies, not. And like you said, Fedora, seek some help with some stuff because it's deeper than what's going on. I've been watching him since Fresh Prince when he had the high top fade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think like a few people were saying, even like what Andre was saying, and a few people I talked to earlier in the week, it's a difference between reaction and response. So again, it's a teachable moment. Yep. But what's up and down my timeline, it's, those women who are my age, 50 and older, who are telling people that's the kind of man, they're young girls, this is the kind of man that you want. But then at the same time, some of those same women, 50 and older, that's the type of man that I want. So that's a whole nother conversation for a different show, because, when you say that's the type of man that you want, over 50, we're going to have that conversation too.
Yeah.
Because that might be why you don't have that man or a man, because he understands that
He
he's not
went
the man
upside
that
his head. He might go upside your head too. That's the type of
What I
man.
right.
said. What I just said.
That's a
That
different
might not be
conversation. We
the
done had that conversation. Yeah, you're right.
exactly. And that man might be saying, wait a minute, so you want me to knock somebody out if they say something to you? That might be the reason why you don't have a man. If you don't have a man and you're telling other people to get that type of a man, because when it comes down to it, it's not going to be a slap in these streets.
Yeah.
And a lot of us are from the streets for real. So we know people, and we've been there, done that. We didn't use not everybody use hands. Next time it's gonna be somebody. What did you say about this, and that? And they're gonna come with a strap. Then what you gonna do? That's the type of man you want, because if somebody pull a gun out and say, "Don't be talking about a woman like that," and then they pull a gun out on your man for coming up to them just for him saying something to you, that is not the type of man you want. Because now we got a gun battle, and two people gonna end up dead.
No, more than that, because innocent. Because when they shoot, they don't care about whoever is collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it leads to nothing good. Nothing good. So,
Right.
Yeah. And it's and being an adult, like, come on, and in control of your emotions and your behavior. Like Curtis said, he knows better, right? You would expect that behavior from someone younger. And we know everybody, we get upset, we get mad, and we, talk or whatever. But no, it is no excuse ever to lay hands or put your hands on somebody else. Right. I don't care who you are.
Right. And like I said, it's a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying, because I'm still a Will Smith fan.
Me too.
I mean, I like him as an actor. I like him as an artist.
Yeah.
I'm still a Will Smith fan, but I still have a right to speak on what he did, because again, he's in the public eye. So that it's a teachable moment. It's a teachable moment for our young people. It's obviously up and down my timeline. It's a teachable moment for us 50 and older folks,
right,
who may be missing the mark on why we're not progressing ahead in relationships too. So it's again a teachable moment. You don't respond with or react with violence just because of what somebody says.
And I really want to know what her reaction was, because I would have been like, "What you do? What? Sit! You better sit yourself down. Like, what you doing?" I would have been like, "Hold on, sit it down. I'm good."
I think he felt like he had to do something because of the look that she gave Chris Rock at the time. I think he felt like, because so many people have been dog the wheel for years, about, he's soft, he's this, he's that, because he's not doing gangster rap or whatever. So I think some of that played along in, okay, let me show these people that I can defend my woman's honor. And the best way to defend it was, one, not to do it publicly like that. Yeah. Because like you said earlier, that was the first time an Oscar show was produced by a Black man, a whole Black crew. Yeah. And that's why I said that took us back a little bit, and people were upset because of my post about that, because I said, you know what? 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. They didn't agree with that. But what I was saying was, we're trying to get ahead, and publicly we keep missing the mark. And we have to do better. Do we have to just because we Black? No. But because we want to try to build one another up, we got to do better. And that wasn't, I mean, again, it's a teachable moment. So I'm praying that people would take that, especially for the young people who haven't started dating yet either. This might be a great conversation for the teenagers, because and letting them know, don't do this. Don't go out there in these streets and try that. Because if you go up to somebody based on what they said to some girl or what she looked like, they're not going to slap you. They probably going to pull out a gun. So it's a teachable moment. So for people saying that, oh no, he was right, he should have did that, my man should have did that. All those people who saying that's what they wanted their man to do you have a man? That's what I want to know.
Cause and if you that's a whole nother conversation. That's like, come on.
That's why I said it's another conversation.
Yeah.
Because now you're talking about life and death. You're literally, everybody who agreed with him doing that, you literally talking about life and death. When you go to places like Chicago or New Orleans and these different places where they gunning people down, Houston, where they gunning people down in the street every day because of what somebody said, come back and talk to me then. But no, It's wrong. It's like I said, a teachable moment. We literally are saying to each other 1 minute, let's fight, let's stop killing each other. But then in the very next breath, we're saying what he did was correct. So we're being hypocrites when we do that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you want to thank Miss Monica Tucker for coming on. Yeah, she
Yeah, you
is.
know, y'all won't see me for a while.
Yeah, we won't see you for the rest of the year.
I have things to do.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
But we are, I can let everybody, we're rebranding some things. We're, adding a few things, rebranding some things. And again, it's all about building us up as Black people.
Don't we have a black
Yeah.
round table discussion coming up?
We do have some, we're going to be posting that. And again, I know today was supposed to be the El Paso Black Business Network virtual social gathering.
Right.
But one of the speakers that was going to be talking, they couldn't make it. So it was okay for us to postpone it. We're postponing that one. But the Black Roundtable discussions, we're going to be posting those because we will have some people from the community who are going to come on to talk about education, parenting, relationships, finances, a little bit of everything that has to do with us. So that's going to be from now up until like November. And then in December, we're going to have our State of Black El Paso address, because by then we would have done enough town hall discussions and surveys to find out where we stand and what we're thinking here in the community. And I can say on the survey, it doesn't ask for your name or email address, so it's all anonymous. You don't have to put any of that information. Some people chose to. We've had some people who were not Black who completed the survey, and they kind of degraded us, saying that there was no need for a Black anything here in El Paso. So we get those submissions too. But we also have people where we ask the question, how is your mental health? How's your physical health? And it lets us know right now some things we can start doing right now, which will help with the type of topics that we're going to talk about for the Black Roundtable coming up. And one of the number one things that I saw on the surveys that are coming in now is mental health, especially with Black men, because just from completing the survey, we have a lot of Black men here in the community over 30 and 40 who have stated that their mental health isn't so well right now. So we didn't know that. We wouldn't have known that. So we want to make sure we talk about those issues and let them know that there are some people here, and there are Black mental health therapists here in the community who can help them too. The second one is the physical, the weight. Like, me and everybody else, we have to do better when it comes to taking care of ourselves. So if we're trying to take care of the community, we have to be the example in taking care of ourselves physically. Most of the people who completed the form all said that they were overweight or obese. So we know that that's a topic that we have to discuss. So mental health, physical health and wellness, we have to keep those conversations going.
Exactly. Okay.
Well, thanks again, and it's good to see you in person on the show. Nice seeing you. We appreciate you coming on. Anything you want to tell the people before you get out here?
I have a few things to tell the people. One, get in touch with me. You can find me on social media under Monica Tucker or Midlife Mocha. It's easy. You can find me on social media at Midlife Mocha. You can find all of us at Black El Paso Voice. Get in touch with me if you want to sit down and have a conversation with me, or if you want to come on and help us out, like literally help us out with the Black Roundtable and what we're trying to do to build up Black people in the community. Let us know. Come and sit and talk with us. Don't believe everything you hear. This is something that you can teach young people. Stop ending relationships based on what you heard someone say. Focus on building one another up. Not everybody is evil, out to do evil. I mean, I can't say I love everybody because that would be a lie, but I love most people. So I want to work with people who want to see us doing better. So if that's you, get in touch with us. You can email, contact us on social media. And the other thing is complete the survey. Please complete the survey at blackelpasovoice.com. We really want to be able to share that with the city and county on how we're feeling, what we're thinking, because nobody is asking us, and we want to let them know. So it's been real. I'm sure y'all see me in another 6 months on here somewhere.
Thank you. Thank you for taking time out.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Hmm.
So our local events and
Yep.
updates.
Some scholarships that still
Yeah, we
has
got some
some.
scholarships still out there. Young
Hmm.
people, fill out your scholarships. Some organizations trying to give you some free money. Take the opportunity.
Yeah.
In the first organization, we got Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Theta Sigma Chapter, 2022 annual scholarship application. Go to at EP Sigmas, open to graduating seniors in El Paso to request a copy of the scholarship packet. Send an email to ttsed1982@gmail.com. And they give $1,000. Deadline is May the 14th. $1,000 and get you something to eat, pay for some books because these books is expensive.
Hmm.
Paid like $200 for the book I got, Fedora.
Mm,
Couldn't find it no
gracious,
cheaper.
man.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'll give you a name of a place where you can rent the books.
Okay.
Yeah, remind me after we finish.
All right.
We also have another scholarship. Apply now for an EPAC scholarship. That's um, /DSTEPAC.org, or the deadline is May the 6th. May the 6th. You can go to Instagram.com/DSTEPAC or Facebook /DSTEPAC or FB.me.
Mm. We have the local high school seniors are invited to complete the application packet. Uh, whoa. 2022 scholarship application deadline is April 29th. Visit
Soon.
omegauplift.org for more information. Instagram.com Board of Qs. Facebook.me/Sigma Tide Chapter. Deadline is April 29th. Go ahead and get your packets in. Young seniors.
Yeah. Also, the Phyllis Wheatley Club scholarship application, their deadline is May the 1st. 2022 College Academic Award application. Please get those in. You can contact from Facebook.me/PWCC915 or at PWCC915 Phyllis.org. Remember, the deadline is May the 1st, so you
May
still
the
have some time.
1st. Got some time.
Some
Get them
time.
scholarships in. Kappa Community Service Foundation scholarship application form, class of 22, graduating seniors. The deadline is June 1st. June 1st. So go to send applications to Kappa Community Service Foundation. Um, May the 13th
Mm,
at
okay.
Michael S. Williams, 2905 Quasar Drive, Las Cruces, New Mexico. And the address is on the form. So take the opportunity to request you a scholarship application and fill it out correctly and be prepared to do essays. If you're not an essay writer, sit down and get somebody to help you write it.
Yeah. And the deadline is May 13th, correct?
May 13th, I think that's
Okay.
what it is.
Mhm. The 50/50 Club. So we have another scholarship. So it says, for information, visit mccallcenter.org to download and complete the form. You may also call or email Greg D. Davis at yahoo.com, or you can call to get information at 915-540-6186. And it's just the 50/50 Club at McCall Center.
Yeah, this is where they get their money
Uh-huh.
to keep the building up and
Center
running, and
open.
the lights on, and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Hey, musical jams and jokes.
Get your
First show. Get your tickets. We've been giving away stuff also. That show is going to be Saturday, April the 30th.
Tickets is $35, I think. $35 for the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you can call 915-241-6457. That's 915-241-6457 to request tickets. It's going to be a nice lineup. And there's also another jazz affair featuring the Funky One Productions. This is on April the 16th from 12 to 2. And it's going to be located at 6633 North Mesa Street, number 400 in El Paso. Tickets for this event is $45, and it's being um, put on by Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So get your tickets.
Mother's Day raffle, love raffle. First
Yeah.
prize, relaxation basket, worth $250. Second prize, wine and dine basket, worth $150. And third prize is touch a class basket, worth $100. Additional baskets and gifts will be given away. 7 total giveaways, and do not need to be present to win. So the live drawing will be May the 1st, 2022 at 3 p.m. And it doesn't say who we need to contact. Oh, go to facebook.me El Paso EP Sigmas or Instagram at EP Sigmas to get your tickets for that.
Mm-hmm. Those raffle tickets.
Your raffle tickets, yep.
In the 2022 Black El Paso Voice, complete the survey. We've been saying it all evening. blackelpasovoice.com. Deadline April the 15th. You can also contact Shonique at blackelpasovoice.com.
Nonprofit organizations are invited to submit their upcoming events at no cost. Send all high resolution flyers or information to the real sweet915 at gmail.com at least 3 days prior to our show. And businesses are also invited to sponsor or advertise with us. So there's your opportunity to get your information out, and we'll put it on here for those that will be paying attention, or we'll be in El Paso, so you know there's something that's going on. You could attend those events.
Mm-hmm. Young Adult Town Hall. Email the real sweet915 at gmail.com or message us at sweet915. So we want to get your thoughts on living here in El Paso, wanting to stay but not being able to find a job, and really being forced to move so that you can start your career. And we also have a young adult takeover survey. You can fill that survey out at mochaenterprises.com/relocation. That's mochaenterprises.com/relocation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
you're also invited to support us in our efforts to share information, provide a sense of community here on the border. Share our pages, invite others to follow. Use our hashtag when you share the show or information about us. Sweet 915, Curtis Smith, and Fedora, Black on the Border. Submit a topic that you like, and we like y'all to come on and just, say your piece. No topic is taboo. We just gonna have casual conversation. And buy me a cup of coffee or buy me a mug. I'm still waiting on my mug. My birthday is this month, April the 12th, so I'm accepting gifts. If you need my cash app, just email me and I'll that's what people doing, Fedora. You believe that?
uh-uh.
Believe that? People
No.
say people are sending me their cash app talking about hey, my birthday coming up. If you can't make the party, you can just give a donation.
I need to do that then.
I like
I'll
to eat.
celebrate the entire month. So
I like to eat. So if you ain't gonna feed me, I'm not giving you no donation unless I really know you. Man, go ahead with that. It's like you putting up something on Facebook talking about, hey, my I'm collecting money for the this and this and then, but you don't put once the end of your birthday over, you don't put, oh, I made my donations to Children's Crisis Center. Where the pictures at? If you got $1,000, where the pictures at? I didn't see you presented with no check. So I'm just saying,
you want receipts on
I
Curtis?
want to see where my money going. If I give you $20 and you say you're doing something for the Children's Crisis Center or the Alzheimer's or the American Cancer Society, when your birthday is over and that thing close out, I want to see a picture of something. You giving the lady a check or something. I'm just saying.
That's good. I
I'm
got you. You
just
want
saying.
receipts? I hear
I
you.
want receipts.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. But I appreciate Monica Tucker coming on today
Yes.
and expressing herself. Express yourself. That's
Mhm.
Salt and Pepper, right? Them young girls, they don't know about that song, right? It's Salt and Pepper. Express yourself.
Mhm.
Express yourself. Go look up the song Salt and Pepper. Express yourself. But hey, Fedora, what you got for the people before we get out of here?
Just stay safe. Keep loving your heart. Make good decisions, and if you're gonna wear a mask, wear it. If you're not gonna wear a mask, just make sure you got your shot.
And I would just say this to all my young men out there: don't let these women set you up to get some to for some things to happen to you, for you have a teachable moment and your mama wearing black crying over you because you're trying to defend her honor. Think about that. I'm gonna tell you, think about that. In this day and age, it's like young people don't want to live no more. So it only take a quick second for somebody to pop off, and then you talking about, well, it was in the heat of the moment. Well,
Mm-hmm.
at the end
The
of the
moment
day,
is gone.
the judge gonna tell you your conscience should have told you not to do it. Well,
Okay.
that person inside of your head should have told you, man, don't do that.
Mm-mm.
But
And most
that's what I would like
times,
to tell my young men. Don't let these women set you up. Be a teachable
and
moment for you.
who was that said? I think that was you that said it earlier.
Yeah.
That they not gonna before you even hot in the grave
Yeah.
and before you even put dirt on it, they're gonna be moved on to somebody else.
Moving on to
So
somebody else. Yep.
yep. So
Yep.
think smart.
Yep. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a great week. Enjoy the spring. It's sundress season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shorts, sandals.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Curtis.
Have a good day.